I am Imifonukun. Protesters gathered in their numbers in various locations of Nigeria's capital, Abuja, this Monday to demand the release of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed movement, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB. Clearview News Desk gathered that security operatives responded with tear gas and live ammunition to disperse the demonstrators, leading to several arrests, including Kanu's own lawyer, Aloy Ejimoko, and his brother. Here is an in-depth report on what we have so far.
In the early hours of Monday, October 20th, Abuja's major routes came under heavy security lockdown. Armed soldiers and police officers barricaded access to the presidential villa, Eagle Square and Unity Fountain, firing tear gas and live rounds to disperse protesters. Witnesses say dozens were arrested, including Kanu's brother and his lawyer, Aloy Ejimoko. The protest movement, supported by civil society and diaspora groups, accuses the federal government of selective justice and disobedience of court orders. Demonstrators paused for a minute of silence to honor victims of the #EndSARS protests, linking both struggles to a broader fight against police brutality and government repression. Among those leading the march was activist Omoyele Sowore, who defied a police warning and court order to demand Kanu's release. So, who is Nnamdi Kanu and why has his detention become a flashpoint? Kanu, a British-Nigerian broadcaster, rose to prominence through Radio Biafra, where he championed the independence of Nigeria's southeast region. In 2014, he founded the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, a group pushing for secession of the Igbo-dominated region. He was first arrested in 2015 on charges of treason and terrorism. Despite repeated court orders granting him bail, Kanu spent nearly 2 years in detention. Consequently, in 2017, troops raided his Abia State home under Operation Python Dance, killing family members and forcing him into exile. After resurfacing in the UK, Kanu continued his broadcasts until his controversial rearrest in Kenya and extradition to Nigeria in June 2021, an act later declared unlawful by the Court of Appeal. Though the court discharged and acquitted him in 2022, the Supreme Court overturned that decision in 2023, reinstating the charges. Today, more than 4 years after his return, Kanu remains in solitary custody at the DSS facility in Abuja, despite multiple rulings ordering his release and awarding him 1 billion naira in damages.
Fulani can control you however they like. Once they announce it, Yoruba newspapers very foolishly and stupidly will support them because they want Tinubu as the president. And you are all dying every blessed day. You are all dying every day. Had you people risen up to say that what is happening in Nigeria is bad, there is no way that Fashoranti's daughter will not be alive today. That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say enough is enough.
The latest rounds of protests was reignited by President Bola Tinubu's October 10 presidential pardon for several detainees, a move critics say excluded political prisoners like Kanu. The timing, coinciding with the 5th anniversary of the #EndSARS movement, has amplified calls for justice. The demonstrations have now spread to Umuahia, Lagos and Enugu, prompting heavy police deployment across the southeast as analysts warn that tensions could escalate if the government continues to ignore court orders and public appeals. While the federal government insists that Nigeria's unity is non-negotiable and that the law must take its course, protesters say the continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu undermines both deepening mistrust and rekindling old wounds from the Biafran War. For now, the world watches closely to see whether this renewed agitation leads to dialogue or another cycle of unrest. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.
Two journalists with the International News Agency, Agence France-Presse, have been arrested by operatives of the Nigerian police force while covering the Free Nnamdi Kanu Now protest in Abuja. The reporters, identified as American journalist Nick Rowe and Nigerian videographer John Okunyome, were filming the demonstration near the Transcorp Hotel in Maitama when police fired tear gas to disperse protesters. According to eyewitnesses, the officers confronted the journalists, seizing their phones and damaging their camera during the scuffle. However, Rowe was later released, while Okunyome was taken to the FCT Criminal Investigation Department before being freed hours later. Also arrested was Aloy Ajomoko, one of the lawyers representing detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Earlier in the day, tear gas canisters were fired at commuters and protesters around Abuja's Central Business District as activists led by Omoyele Sowore gathered to demand Kanu's release. Nnamdi Kanu has remained in DSS custody since his re-arrest in 2021 and is currently facing trial at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Meanwhile, counter-protest has broken out in Abuja against calls for the release of detained IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. This latest demonstration comes late, just hours after another group stormed the street demanding his immediate freedom, citing multiple court rulings in his favor.
He did all he needed to do to get freedom. But till tomorrow, Nnamdi Kanu remains very stagnant, he remains adamant, he remains stubborn, towards ensuring that he continues to establish this country. That we are saying no. Nigerians must speak in one voice, we must speak together in unity, and things must prevail. Don't free Nnamdi until the trial will turn into proper conclusion. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria.
Meanwhile, security agencies have been placed on high alert as both sides continue to press their demands in the heart of Abuja. Boko Haram terrorists have reportedly killed the commanding officer of the 202 Tank Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Aliyu Bako, along with several soldiers during an attack in the Kashmiri area of Bama local government area of Borno State. This was confirmed in a statement by the acting director of Army Public Relations, Major Apollonia Anele, this Monday. Anele said the troops of Operation Adin-K foiled the planned terrorist attack but suffered casualties in the fierce encounter. She described their fallen soldiers as heroes who fought for the peace and stability of the country, assuring that their legacies will be remembered. The statement added that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, extends his condolences to the families of the deceased, describing them as fathers, brothers, and sons who showed immeasurable courage in the face of adversity. The marriage between Nigerian actress Regina Daniels and Senator Ned Nwoko has taken a dramatic public turn following conflicting allegations of domestic violence, substance abuse, and destructive behavior. What began as a seemingly glamorous union between one of Nollywood's youngest stars and a wealthy politician has now spiraled into a bitter war of words. Clavy News Desk report that the current crisis erupted after videos surfaced online showing Regina Daniels in distress, claiming she could no longer stand the violence. Meanwhile, Senator Nwoko, in his response, released a statement alleging that his wife was battling drug and alcohol abuse, an accusation that has since polarized public opinion across Nigeria's entertainment and political cycles. Nwoko painted a troubling picture of chaos within his household while describing Regina's alleged violent outburst, destruction of properties, and assaults on domestic staff, said he had proposed professional rehabilitation for her either in Asoko, Abuja or abroad, particularly in Jordan, where she will have limited access to drugs, adding that he was only trying to protect her life and the safety of their household.
In Ned Woko's house.
No.
In Ned Woko's house, I am nothing. But in my house, I am free.
No, you're still as valuable. Mom, look at me. Look at me, Mom.
Baby, once again, I cannot stand the violence. It's too much. It's too much.
Don't forgive water now. Don't forgive water. Just
I
relax.
I bet, give her water, Daria.
Just wait. Just
I
relax.
actually want something.
Just relax.
The Niger State Police Command has arrested an 18-year-old man for allegedly disguising as a woman online to defraud unsuspecting victims in a case highlighting the growing trend of social media scams in the state. The suspect, Victor Uku of AEC Live Street, Cardinal Street Road, was intercepted on October 16, 2025 by a patrol team from the Maje division while involved in a public argument with a local resident identified as Peter. This was disclosed in a statement by the police public relations officer for Niger Command, Wasiu Abiodun, on Sunday. According to the statement, Peter told officers that he had approached Victor within the past year to link him with a female colleague of Victor's. Rather than connecting the two parties, Victor allegedly dressed as a woman, took photos of himself and sent them to Peter on social media, requesting money. Victor reportedly admitted to sharing the pictures with multiple contacts on Facebook and TikTok as part of a dating scam. A 22-year-old woman identified as Odama Mary has reportedly taken her life by drinking a substance suspected to be sniper after she allegedly caught her boyfriend with another woman. Mary, who hailed from Yala local government area of Cross River State, was until her death a resident of Enugu, where she operated a hairdressing salon. According to a local source identified as Daniel, the deceased was doing well in her hairdressing business and even bought a car for her boyfriend and rented an apartment for him. But somehow the boyfriend got involved with another girl. When Mary visited him last Friday to spend the weekend, she met him with the other lady in the apartment she rented for him and became furious. Daniel said Mary, distraught by the betrayal, returned to her own apartment and called her mother to narrate what had happened. She told her mother to take whatever she heard in good faith, saying she would not leave again, meaning she was about to take her own life. And that's the news. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clavy News Desk or via handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clavy Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Imifonokun.